New Black Rose support in Doom of Dimension. Black Rose is an interesting archetype that I feel like has never really seen play. Oh, it is storming outside. Oh. Close the window. All right. So, Black Rose, I would say historically, I mean, of course, Black Rose was a good card back in the day, but like the archetype has never really been a thing. However, they have some very strong cards, and especially the Rose Dragons is what I'm like referring to, like Red Rose Dragon, Rocks Rose Dragon, Basil Rose Shoot. That's been a very powerful package in the past. So there is potential, I think, for these to be very strong cards still. We have Violence Witch. Level 4 Dark Plant Effect Monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If you control Black Rose Dragon, a monster that mentions it, or a plant synchro monster, you can special this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard and a synchro monster is on the field, you can discard a card, special summon a plant monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck. Also, you can special from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except synchro monsters. Okay. This immediately screams Lone Fire Blossom at me. There's probably other things you can do with this, but this immediately screams Lone Fire Blossom. But then, like, you're playing Lone Fire Blossom in a deck that cannot link summon anymore, which maybe that's fine. Now, here's the thing. Do the Rose Dragons, like Red Rose Dragon and stuff, do they all mention Black Rose? Red Rose Dragon. It does mention Black Rose Dragon. Yeah, it does. Red Rose Dragon mentions Black Rose Dragon, and Rocks Rose Dragon also mentions Black Rose Dragon. So, okay, it's an interesting extender that you can just put it next to one of those tuners and start popping off. Okay, interesting. Not a bad start. It's not crazy in modern Yu-Gi-Oh context, right? Like, this is like fine because it's not a one card combo, but that's not the only thing a card can do to be good. This is a very strong extender in those types of decks. Twilight Rose Black Knight. Level 3 Dark Plant. Ooh, that's a Twilight Rose Knight, or whatever it was called. Retrain. Is this a retrain? I feel like this is a retrain as well. I feel like there was a card. Was it called Violet Witch, maybe? Anyways. Twilight Rose Black Knight. Level 3 Dark Plant Tuner Effect Monster. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can special a Black Rose Dragon or a level 4 or lower plant monster from your graveyard, but its effects are negated. Okay, this is a mediocre effect in this day and age because it's very hard to make it live on the first turn, but okay. Plant monsters you control gain 1000 attack while you control a synchro monster. You can target another plant you control, increase or decrease its level by 1. Okay, it's got some level manipulation going on. You can summon this off Witch. Yeah, it's like it seems like an engine requirement, right? It seems like you don't want to draw this, but like maybe you want to summon it off of this, right? Discard one card, special it from your deck, then it revives one, and then you can level manipulate. You know, like it's interesting, but it's more like an engine requirement type of card, right? Lone Fire can proc it. You can use it, like Lone Fire can be a 1-card level 7 synchro with this, because you just go normal Lone Fire, tribute, summon this, revive Lone Fire, and then use its effect to increase Lone Fire by 1, which makes a level 7 synchro, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's like a Snake Eye Oak type card, right? It very much gives you Snake Eye Oak vibes, because if you draw it, like there's going to be some hands where you can make it work, but most of the time you'd rather it just be in your deck and not in your hand. So probably a one of. All right, new Black Rose Synchro, Bramble Rose Dragon, and this one is a plant, level 7 plant synchro. Needs a plant tuner, so it's not generic. It needs a plant tuner. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, inflict 600 damage to them when that effect resolves, and if you do, all face-up monsters lose 600 attack. Oh, it's a Masquerade? They get their own tax dragon? Okay. During the main phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon a Black Rose Dragon from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Oh, I like that. And now Black Rose Dragon, Black Rose Dragon does miss timing. So this is going to be a little painful because Black Rose Dragon says, when this card is synchro summoned, you can destroy all cards on the field. If Black Rose Dragon is special summoned or synchro summoned as Chainlink 2 or higher, it does miss timing. So this is not as broken of a disruption as you might think. Because if you chain this to anything, if your opponent like targets this with an SP Little Knight and you chain it, you cannot blow up the board. So you have to basically do this on an open game state. But still, the ability to nuke the opponent's board on the opponent's turn at some point is pretty good. But yeah. You can banish this card from your grave, special summon a level 4 or lower plant tuner from your graveyard. Okay, and it gives you this extension from the graveyard as well. It's a good card. It is a good card. It doesn't strike me as like a completely crazy card, I think. But it has some interesting, it basically has a very interesting toolkit because you can use it in two ways. You can treat it as an endboard piece, right? That does these two things and provides follow-up on the next turn, right? Like you can do this. Your opponent is going to be careful, have to be careful with how many effects they activate before they deal with it. And then at some point, you can try to find a good moment to summon Black Rose and just blow everything up. So it's an interesting endboard piece. However, you could also theoretically just summon it on your first turn and then synchro it away. And basically bring back the tuner from it, right? Like on the first turn. So interesting. Bramble Rose plus Queen of Thorns equals death. What is Queen of Thorns? Isn't that really old synchro monster? Yeah, it is. Each player must pay 1,000 life points for each monster, normal or special, from their hand, except for plant type monsters. Okay, dude. I guess I don't think people are gonna set this up in like a burn fashion completely. I don't think that's gonna be the direction that that people are gonna take this deck. But it is an interesting twist, I suppose, to this card. But yeah. All right, we have Hate Rose Witch, which is a level 6 synchro monster, generic. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn each. If this card is synchro summoned, you can send up to 2 plant monsters to the graveyard. Ooh. One from your deck, one from your extra deck. Okay. Also, you can't special from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except synchro monsters. Plant monsters you control can't be destroyed by effects. If a card on the field is destroyed by card effect while this card's in your grave, you can special summon this card. Okay, dude. This one, I think, is the best one so far. This one is the best one so far. You just, like, send one from your deck, which, I mean, some targets in, like, a plant synchro deck that I can immediately think of would be, like, Spore or Glow Up Bulb, which is... Glow Up Bulb is still banned in TCG, but it's legal in the OCG. Then you can also send from the extra deck. I mean, this one immediately jumps out as something you can send because this gives you another tuner. Then we also have, what else can they send from the extra deck? I think some of the Garden Rose cards have applications in the graveyard. Like Garden Rose Maiden is like banish it from the grave to like revive a synchro, I believe. I think. Well, yeah. No, this card's very good. This is a very good, like, link climbing, not link climbing, synchro climbing tool. This is something that I guess I want to say that I don't like about how they approach synchro sometimes is like all of these decks lock you into synchro monsters, which I feel like it very much feels like synchro combo decks are going into a direction where it's just like, I don't know if people are going to play this as a Black Rose Dragon deck. I think people might just play this as an engine in other synchro slop. I don't know. Like maybe it would have made more sense if it locked you into dragon and plants, is what I'm thinking. Like maybe it was dragon and plants was a better lock than just synchros. Because I can already tell you in like OCG and Master Duel, this deck is gonna make like Baron and whatever else. Like maybe it's gonna use like Naturia Beast. You can probably plants have a lot of earth, so it's probably possible to make like Naturia Beast, Baron, whatever. You know, like it's I don't know if it's gonna be like I don't know if it's gonna be as fun as you imagine it by just looking at these cards because they don't. I don't think locking into synchros is a very proper lock, right? It seems more like this is going to be more like an engine in a synchro deck than its own deck, which is a little sad because these cards are really cool. Black Rose Garden. Continuous spell. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. When this card resolves, you can add a Rose Dragon from your deck or grave to your hand. Ooh, that's already good. That's already good. Like the Rose Dragon package is a good tuner package in a lot of decks, theoretically. Face up monsters on the field become plant monsters. Oh, that could be annoying. You know, no light fiends for you. Against some decks, that's going to be annoying. If this card is destroyed, inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each plant in your grave, and banishment. Then, if it was destroyed by Black Rose Dragon, inflict 2,400 damage to them. Okay. Now maybe we're talking with the burn strategy, right? Like, now if you take a little bit too much damage from this, all of a sudden you blow this thing up with Black Rose, and then that's gonna be like another 3,000 or more. You know, maybe we're talking a strategy. Yeah, okay. Interesting. And that's all. All right. We got a total of 5 new cards here for the Black Rose archetype. I think these are really cool. But I'm a little divided on this because on the one hand, I think it's a really cool looking archetype that if you play this as a Black Rose Dragon deck, I think it's going to be really cool. My fear is that maybe people are just going to put some of this into like another synchro slop deck and just make like Baron, Naturia Beast, type stuff, you know, or like Crimson Dragon tag out into like Blazar with Baron and all that, you know, like there's because they all that's why I said earlier I'm not a fan of this specific way because this is way too broad, right? This is like, oh, you're locked into links now in your link deck. You're locked into synchros now in your synchro deck. It's weird. But the cards are cool. The cards are cool. The lock is not perfect, basically, is how I feel about these.